now what you guys are going to do to improve your call center as you gave it to us on the media at the media center.
Johan, like I'm saying, for any municipality to be successful, they must be responsive to the needs of the community. And I find that in the last few weeks that we have been having some crises with water, there have been complaints about the call center. Now, we've got to respond to that, and we've got to be brutally honest. And we have done an assessment, and we have found that there are certain challenges and shortcomings which we need to overcome. And that is exactly what we presented to you. And through the medium of the local media, including yourselves, we're now going out to the community to say, this is what is available, this is how we should do things. And if you do that, it really assists us to assist you.
Give me some idea, or give us some idea of the procedure.
Yeah, what we're saying is that the biggest complaint that we're getting is people are saying that I cannot get through to the call center. And that is correct in certain instances because of the volume of calls, and you need to understand that when there's a crisis, a whole lot of people want to get in. So we have spent a lot of money and have upgraded that call center. We also have now, if you can't get in, there'll be a queue, and in the queue you'll be recognized that you have tried the call center. So if you give us your telephone number, we can pick it up at what time you tried to access the call center, and then we'd know why your call was not responded to. Secondly, you can leave a message and we'd call you back. Thirdly, you can send us an SMS when we'll acknowledge the SMS and deal with your problem. And then we also have a situation where if you are not getting any joy, you call the manager of the call center. We also have a customer liaison person in the MM's office. And if everything fails and you are really frustrated, then obviously you call the MM. But we can't have a situation where at 5:30 you don't have water, at 5:45 now you call the MM and say, I've never had water. Obviously, your call has been logged and it will be attended to. But at the end of the day, we are here to assist you, and we must be responsive to you when you really have a crisis. I think that is the primary aim of upgrading the call center, to provide you as many avenues as possible for us to hear your complaint and assist you.
Am I correct in saying that the option is phone the call center or communicate with Ugu via the interactive website?
Yes.
Or not the website, social site?
Yes. Then we also have the complaints page, the official Ugu complaints page, which we have given you, and we're asking people to also communicate on that. At this juncture, we just want to say that we will not be communicating via any other social media platforms for obvious reasons. Like we've explained to you, we now have the official Ugu complaints page, and we want you to ascertain which is the official one. And please, if you post your problem on that page, you will get a response. But any other pages we are not responsible for, and we have taken a decision because of the kind of postings on those various platforms that we will not be interacting on those platforms. In any event, they're not official pages, and as a government institution, we cannot be communicating to private social media platforms. It has to be official, and we have to operate in a professional manner.
Lydia, I just want to quote something to you. Speaking of these platforms, read something to you to get your comment. This morning, I found this on one of those sites. Welcome to all the councillors who recently joined our group. Please feel free to engage with your committees in your respective wards on this group, and let's assist each other to get Ugu back on track.
When you say get Ugu back on track, I don't know why you will say Ugu is off track. We are not sure what that is all about. As far as we are concerned, we have ward councillors in the various wards, and we have ward committees. Those are the only official structures that we have, and those are the structures that we'll be interacting with. If councillors are involving themselves in other private groups and platforms, that's their prerogative, but we will not be part of that, and we will not be responding to that. To those issues. And councillors, they attend council meetings, they attend the various portfolio meetings. If there are issues they are having as to why Ugu is not on track, that is where they should be able to raise it, because after all, you're a councillor. The community has put their faith in you. They've elected you to represent them. So the place where you represent them and the place where decisions are made is at no formal council meetings. So getting onto, social media chats and this thing does not help anybody. It does not take the process forward. For us, we will then be following the normal channels, and we will be communicating with the public via media platforms like yours.
Okay, Didi, but having said that, there are still problems and there are still challenges that you guys have to look at. What will you admit to and what will you not admit to amongst these accusations?
Okay. I think in terms of the call center, like I've said, there are some times when people cannot get through. I think we must be upfront about that. And there are various reasons for that. Sometimes the systems are down, there's just a long queue. But like I told you, we've looked at all these issues and we are trying to find ways and means to be able to deal with those things. So at the end of the day, also the reason why we are doing this is we want to get feedback from the public so we can find out where are these gaps in terms of our communication. And you were at the press briefing where I gave an invite to the media to even visit the call center so you can see how these things really operate. So there are times when we really can't get through to you. People cannot get through to us. We acknowledge that. But many instances we also find people are not calling the call center. They are calling various individuals within the municipality, some of them outside the municipality, and then thinking that's a formal complaint, and we cannot respond to that. You have to lodge your complaint formally so that we can then deal with it. I mean, we are a government organization, and we have to be professional in the way that we operate. And then also you get these various Facebook postings put by various individuals who have no authority or are not even part of this institution. We cannot take responsibility for that, where various reasons are given and so on. From now on, there'll be one official channel of communication. We've appointed one person to give that information, and that is the information that we use. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that when you have a problem, you are able to reach Ugu, and then Ugu must respond to your need. That is the bottom line. But we will definitely not be engaging or involving ourselves in these Facebook pages that people are running for whatever. That is their prerogative, and they're most welcome to do that. But for us, it will be our official page that we will be interacting with.
One last question: is it a perception, or is it true that there have been quite a number of water interruptions lately? More than normal.
Yeah, we've been having some water interruptions that are that are a little bit abnormal, if I may use that word, in certain areas. We are looking at those matters very seriously. I don't want to give a comment on that right now, but in many instances, we are finding that it's not a fault. It could probably be something that was brought upon us or was brought upon the system by whatever it is. Therefore, I'm saying I don't want to give a comment on that, where you'll find that a valve was closed, and we're not sure as to why that should have happened, and obviously that causes problems for us. But we have been having some very abnormal water interruptions in certain areas. We have sat down and looked at these hotspots, and we are now looking at what the cause of that is so that we can respond appropriately.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan.